Hello everyone, my name is Lance90 and welcome back to the next episode of my survival game coverage. This is The Forest that I'm talking about today. The Forest is a pretty interesting game that's come out recently. What really impressed me with this game was how it looked. This looks really good. And beyond that, let's go just chop down a tree to show you my other thing. Show you what else I liked about this. Wow, there's raccoons now. I didn't know that. Let's just chop down like this tree here. Hopefully we won't get attacked anytime soon, but you can see as we chop down this tree, it's kind of like interactive. Like you can see the progress being made as you cut it down, and that's like the first time I've ever seen that in the game. As simple as it seems, I just hadn't seen that before, and it's really cool. I don't know if they've ever implemented damage from the tree falling on top of you yet. And then another thing that's interesting in the same kind of vein is, like, to pick up logs, you actually have to carry them, and you can't use your items and stuff until you drop them. It's really noisy. I tried to turn the volume down, but it still seems really loud. I don't know where my axe went. I guess I have to still go to my I keep... But yeah, you have to hold our things around. You can only pick up like 2 at a time. Maybe 3. No, just 2. So the game's like really interactive, and that's one thing I really like about it. Like I said, it looks really good. We're all muddy. We should try to wash ourselves off. If we can find a water pit. I think the game might have added a feature, because there was always one that they were playing. Look how the deer looks so realistic. It's really cool. Here's another one. I think there might be water down here. It's kind of hard to tell. Sometimes the water doesn't load. Ooh, they really have a camp like that close to us. Kind of crappy. The enemies in this game are like tribal natives. Okay, I think there is water down here. It's really hard to tell though. Make sure we get washed off. I think it affects your health if you're dirty. Cool. Yeah, you can see how great this game looks, and it helps now that I even have a better computer than like the first time I played this game. I'm gonna knock this down, I think. I don't know if I can actually, but okay, I can. Because I don't know, it might affect something about how they spawn or something. I don't know if we're gonna play long, but I'd prefer for them to stay away from me if could. I guess we'll just hang out near the plane. People are kind of like torn about what you're supposed to do at the start, if you should stay near the plane because of resources nearby. Although, since the seems like we spawn in a random location now, it used to just be a set spot, but I think it crashes in a random location now. It might not matter so much, but it used to matter because like near the plane there was a pond that had fish in it. But yeah, might as well just break all these open. Pretty much have a huge carrying capacity in our backpack, so I'm just gonna grab everything. Besides, these suitcases will carry stuff that we won't be able to find again, really. Forgot that the plane also has some stuff on it. But yeah, and then the other argument is that you should run away from the plane because the natives probably saw it and are coming to get you. There's so many animals now. There didn't used to be so many. There used to just be like lizards and fish. It felt like there was another thing, but I think that might have been it. Birds. I don't think you could eat the birds though. So it's just like lizards is the only thing you could find. But this is also still in like really early alpha, so I have a lot of hopes for what it'll do in the future as well. As for problems with the game, it's not obvious now, and I didn't really notice this before either. The first like few hours of the game, you don't really notice it, but then after a while, you start to notice like huge just bugs with the game. Like they're probably fixed now. It seems like some of them are fixed, just from what I can tell right now. But there used to be an ability to infinitely generate items. I think that's been fixed. It was kind of useful though, because you can make infinite flares, and you really need the flares. That's probably been fixed. There used to be a spot that was totally lacked like any texture or anything. This water doesn't really seem right. It's not raining quite that heavy, I don't think, to justify that much water. And then I've seen people, they've played games where they haven't had any water. Or you haven't been able to see water in your oceans and stuff. Oh, this one actually does have a fish pond, so it's interesting. Yeah, I might have to play this game again, since it seems to have a lot more content than it did the last time I played it. Seems pretty interesting. But, yeah. Well, to be honest, I was planning to say more about the glitches and stuff, but I think they've been fixing it pretty well, it seems. At least from what we've seen so far, and like I said, I didn't really notice until, like, way later that things were not working right. It's also interesting that we haven't seen any of the natives yet. They might have toned down the difficulty too, because the difficulty was rather high. Can't get back into the plane. Anyway, let's move on to the next game. Next game I wanted to talk about is 7 Days to Die. Now, unlike some of the other ones, I've actually played this one pretty recently, so we're actually going to load a game to demonstrate it. And if those of you who've been familiar with my channel, I've been watching it for very long, you've probably seen this. Alright, so clearly see the first thing we're looking at is these blocks here. And yeah, you'll pretty soon figure out that this game's a lot like Minecraft. It's voxel based like Minecraft was. So you build blocks and stuff and you can put it together, but it's far more realistic looking. You can see all these trees, they look a lot better, like way better. If we go downstairs, I guess we'll shut my door behind me. Go downstairs into my basement. Fall damage is pretty intense in this game, so I have to pay attention to use... Actually, the basement's not going to be the best place to demonstrate, but you can see I've been mining this out. And you can see that it's not square, like the path isn't perfectly square on the way in. But it'll be easier to demonstrate above ground. It's going to take forever to mine through that, actually. I've been playing this for a long time. I mean, this game for a long time. Well, I'm losing my train of thought. I need to make sure I have wooden blocks with me. Oop, oop. Here we go. Alright. I'm playing this, this particular save file for a long time, is how I should phrase it. I haven't been playing the game for a long time, but I've been playing the save file. Oh, I actually left wood frames out here. That's not good. Shouldn't have left those out there. Anyhow, You can see I've been building this base up, and you can put spikes around it and reinforce the spikes and reinforce the windows and doors and stuff. So if we just go up to some of the dirt here, and let's just dig out a piece of it. You can see it's not really a square, it's like a diamond shape in the ground. And it becomes a little bit even more visually noticeable, like with this hill here. You can see that it's like a gradual slope. It's not, there's no like hard squareness to it, even though it's like a whole brick up. This is like 2 bricks up, and it's still somewhat sloped. You can start to see that it's a little bit more fake there. But it's otherwise really good at rendering the voxels, this game is, and you still have all the benefits of being able to like build whatever you want of Minecraft with some much more heavier realism. That said, it's not nearly as easy to craft buildings and stuff as it is in Minecraft. It takes a really long time to like these wooden blocks just alone, they take a lot of resources, and each of these spikes takes a lot of resources. And you saw it wasn't very quick to mine this crap out. Like, let's do it again. 2, 3. It takes three swings of the shovel, and it's not exactly very fast. And this is the in-game shovel. This is the best shovel we can make so far. If you were starting with the starting equipment, it'd take even longer. And another way to demonstrate it would be like building. Again, we're using a pick, which is in-game. Takes forever, see? And now we take the wood blocks. I forgot you have to right click, not left click to place them. A little bit strange that way. Take wood blocks, let's go to the basement, because I do want to show you how long it takes to mine. Like raw material, instead of forged stuff like that was. Oops. Hey, I didn't actually die from that. I didn't realize I could not die from that fall. Let's see how long it takes to just mine out some stone. It's not too bad, actually. But once you get to the ores and stuff, it gets even more, it's like a lot harder. Again, we have an actual pick, we don't have the fake, like the early game stuff, which would take even longer. You know, they also run out of durability and you have to repair them. So yeah. Gets tedious, and like I said, I've been playing this game for this save file, again, I should say that. This save file for a long time, and pretty much all I've done is I've just taken the building that already existed. I put this top part around it, the ramparts, and I put a pit around it, I put the spikes in the pit, I've reinforced the doors, that's about it. And that was with hours and hours of gameplay, so you know. Not nearly as freeform as Minecraft is, but it's still way better than like DayZ or something, which pretty much has none whatsoever. As for what this game does badly, there's a lack of content. Like I said, this is in-game stuff, and though I did play it for hours, it's not a huge number of hours, so yeah, it shouldn't, like, we're to my in-game stuff here, I can't really get any better. The only thing I can hope for is to find like Kevlar stuff just in the city, and the chances of that kind of stuff dropping are extremely small, which brings me kind of to my next problem with this game, is the crafting and skill system is pretty terrible. Well, actually the crafting system is not bad, because it has this menu here and it tells you what you need to do stuff. What's bad is how you learn to do new stuff. The only way to learn how to do new stuff is through books. And the stuff that they've made in the books is like super critical stuff. Well, maybe not all of it is. But one particular book that really gave me a huge amount of trouble, and if you watch my series, you know what it is the freaking Forge Ahead book. You know, in Minecraft, you just take 8 blocks of stone and you make a forge. Can't do that here. You have to go find this Forge Ahead book. I searched this whole town that we're in right now, and I searched into the hub city, which is super hyper dangerous, and was probably going to kill me had I not cheated because it was getting too far too annoying that I wasn't finding this freaking book, even though it was like in a huge apartment building. Checking every room, I couldn't find it. And it's the only way to get iron ingots made. You need to be able to find it to start making iron ingots. This is the only way to get like this axe and the pickaxe and the shovel. Pretty much everything that you need to win. And I couldn't freaking find this thing, so I just had to cheat and eventually just give it to myself. And you know, that should not be a book that you have to find. It should just be that specific book. That's the only one that you should be able to know how to forge stuff, because it's too hard to be able to find that book. And it's far too important to be able to not be able to craft that, you know? So yeah, I think they should just overhaul the skill system entirely, even though the other books are maybe not so important. You know, I think they should probably just get rid of the books completely and do a more standard skill system of just getting experience from doing things, you know? But I shouldn't be jumping on the ramparts and stuff. Like I said, there's a lot of fall damage, and if we fall off, we fall into the spike pit. And I specifically designed the spike pit, so it's impossible to get out of it. You get attacked every night. Like, they swarm your base, so that's why we have this giant spike pit around us that nothing can get out of. And it works pretty good. The zombie AI probably needs to be better, because they just kind of just walk straight towards you. It's simultaneously bad and good at the same time. Like, it's bad because they just come at you, and it's good because they're like able to sort of exploit the system a little bit. Because like, even if I was up here and hiding and it said I was undetected, they come towards the part of the building I'm at. No, they don't come from that direction if they know I'm over here. They come from this direction. If I stood like on the very edge of the rampart, they wouldn't even be in the spike pit, because they'd be trying to attack me 10 floors above them or whatever. So, you know, it needs work. They're too omnipotent and also not smart enough at the same time, which is very strange. But let's move on to the next game. Alright, so the next game I wanted to cover here is Starbound. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this game. In case you haven't, this one really combines sci-fi with the survival genre. I'm going to load my character. I have no idea if it's actually going to load, because I have a lot of mods installed and I haven't updated them in case the game is updated and stuff, but yeah, we'll see if it'll crash or not. It actually didn't, so we're lucky here. But yeah, it combines sci-fi with the survival genre, which is pretty interesting and cool. But like I said just a moment ago, I installed a lot of mods to it, and that's because without them, it didn't feel right, for lack of a better word. Like, the starting ship that you start with, it can't be upgraded. At least unless they've just updated recently so that you can. But it couldn't be upgraded, you couldn't customize it any way you wanted. You can bring some stuff into it, but you couldn't fill it as much as I have this one here, which is a mod I have installed that allows you to build custom spaceships. I think I did a decent job making this one look pretty cool. Universe, I don't know if I need... I don't remember what thing does what. I think I just need to use the captain seat to show you the universe. So yeah, we can... how do we zoom out of this view? I don't want to go anywhere. I guess just fine. So yeah, they don't have the galaxy map and all these stars, everything's like randomly generated. What I don't exactly know for sure, and you guys can feel free to tell me in the comments what the case is I don't think that this game is like randomly generated each game that you load up. What I think it is I think it's this one ginormous, huge, hyper huge map that has randomly generated stars in it, but it's other than that, it is static and everyone's using the same map. But there's just so much stuff that, you know, it's not really like anyone's really gonna run into each other. It's not like a big, huge server. Like I'm kind of making it sound like it's a big server that everyone's connected to. No, you can play it offline or online or whatever. But yeah, I think it's just one big map that has lots of randomly generated stuff in it, but it's all still static, so anyone can still go to it on their map if they have the coordinates to it. So maybe wondering, well, that seems to show off the sci-fi side of things, so let's see the survival side. This planet might not be the best one to show it off on, actually. Let's go somewhere else. I think I have fuel. It's because I think the planet I'm above right now doesn't have an atmosphere, so we would die on it. Yeah, it's a moon. So we wouldn't be able to explore it for very long, so we'll just go to this biome here. It doesn't take as long to just go to another mood in a system as it does to go to a whole new system. Actually, it might take the same amount of time, it just uses less resources. Which is kind of funny. My character model is also a mod. And once we get to the surface, I'll be able to show you what my other mods that I think are necessary were. Character model, of course, isn't necessary, I just like it a lot. The ship, though, I think that's kind of necessary. I think they might be adding that kind of feature to the game in the future, but I don't know. I really like being able to make my own ship, though. So this planet looks pretty Terran. It said it was arid, though, so we will see. I don't know where my... Another thing, I guess I can make this first little complaint here is, I don't think there's a way to look at your hunger. I think you just have to wait until it starts saying that you're hungry. I feel like people said recently, like, how to do it. But, himself. Pretty sure I made her female. Whatever. Let's warp down to the planet. We can also warp home. You can set a home region and then always warp back to it, which is pretty cool. Alright, so this is the planet view. You can see it's like a Terraria and how it looks. I'm not going to cover Terraria because I just don't even own it and never played it. So, yeah, all the terrain is randomly generated, and also the monsters are randomly generated, and how they look, and if they're hostile or not. Like, this one may or may not be. I think it is, though, because it kind of... Yeah, it's attacking me. Oh, boy. And it seems to spit lightning. I have infinite arrows, so I don't have to worry too bad about it. I don't have a gun yet. There we go. I don't think I need to bother picking that food up. No, we don't need to worry about it. So this character's kind of far along. So one of the mods I installed was one that makes it so your mining tools are way more efficient. Like normally this this axe here, this pickaxe, would only mine like a 3x3 area. But this one will mine a 4x4 area. You might say, well, geez, it seems like 3x3 was already pretty generous, because most games just 1x1 area. Well, even though you mine like a 3x3 area out, it's still like the same. Like, you still need the same amount of resources to get a job done, or it's like a scaled amount of resources to get the job done, so. Even though you can mine more, you also need more resources to do something. And you need a lot of them, so... Like, after a really long time of playing, you're just like, this is taking way too long. My mining area needs to be bigger, so that's what I did. I picked up a mod that makes it mine faster and mine a bigger area. You can see we can mine through the dirt even faster, like it's not even there. Which is pretty cool. You can also sometimes build things like this. Oh, that seems like a meteor or something. I was a little bit worried we might get damaged from that. Actually, we might get damaged if we get hit by one of those. You can also make something like this to like bash through a bunch of stuff. It only works for the dirt though, it doesn't really work for the rocks that will. Ooh, if we get hit by these, I think we're gonna take a lot of damage. Let's carefully avoid them. Or we can mine into ground here. See that? I can place some torches. I wish the torch range was a little bit bigger. Wow, that thing almost bounced on our head anyway. Actually, this thing might be friendly. Okay, so this creature is friendly. That sometimes happens. Oh, those ones might not be, though. So yeah, other than that, it's just mining resources and keeping yourself fed and stuff, like any other survival game. It's pretty fun. I think the sci-fi mixed with survival, it's cool, but I also don't know if I like it. Like, I think it has some issues to it. It's like, if I have a spaceship, do I honestly need to be, like, fighting for my life on the surface of a planet? If that makes any sense, like, I shouldn't have to fight so hard for survival in a sci-fi setting. But, it's still pretty cool, though, because it lets you go to different planets and things. Is there anything else to cover? Oh, the tutorial. The tutorial for it's a little bit weak. Because, I guess you might want to consider this a little bit of a spoiler alert, so you might want to skip to the next bit of the video. But, you go from, like, it tells you to, like, make a forge. And then it tells you, alright, you're ready to build this beacon. And activate it when you're ready, but be prepared. And it's like, okay. So you build, like, the best weapons and stuff that you can build at this time. Because not everything is open to you until, like, later in the game. Which pretty much is, like, this bow is pretty much the best thing you can make right now. And, so I made that, and I made a house that seemed like it was pretty well defended, and was like, okay, I think I'm ready for whatever they're gonna do to me. And I was not ready for what they were gonna do to me. There's in this, like, UFO thing that spawns enemies. And the UFO is near invincible, the enemies are near invincible, they're like 20 levels higher than you. And you just have a bow and arrow, and they have, like, energy guns. It's like, what? Apparently there's some way to beat them. I guess you're supposed to just explore the universe for a really long time until you can just find the guns on the ground. Or from a store or something. And buy them. But, you know, it's just relying on random chance for that to happen. So I think they need to make it either so you can build even better weapons right now, or just get rid of that little element there, make the fight a little bit easier. As it is now, like, I don't think this character is even ready for it, and I've been playing this character for a while. But, yes, let's move on to the next game. Alright, so the last one I'm going to cover from this video is, Project Zomboid. This one takes yet another different kind of style to the, table here. We're going to load a sandbox, but we're going to play, an existing character just because it doesn't really matter too much, because I don't think I made too much progress on this character. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Wait a moment for you to load. I should start by mentioning there's been like some major updates since the last time I played it, so some of the stuff I discussed might be incorrect at this point or something, but alright, so you can see we have like this 2D isometric view. I kind of like it. It's actually kind of cool. My big complaint about this game, and this is kind of what everything's gonna revolve around, because this game has a lot going for it, but I feel like it's really broken based on one primary real thing here. And that's that the UI is bad. You can see here, this is my inventory. I don't really like an inventory that's like a list like this. It's not good. You need like a visual menu kind of thing to pop up. It's kind of messy. You can accidentally close it even if I want. Oh, maybe that's not actually. That might just minimum. No, I just closed it. Okay, got it back up, but still. I don't know how to shrink it back down. There we go. Then, as you move around, the loot all screen here will show the other stuff, which is okay. I mean, most games you would walk up to stuff and press E to look what's in it. It's just a little bit unclear what's going on there. We're getting bored, and I don't know what to do about that. So you can see the different stuff, and because like you don't press E to see what's going on, as I go towards this corner back here, I have multiple drawers and stuff in the same screen, so which one is which? I don't know, you tell me. I have kind of sorted stuff in this house, so I do have stuff placed where I kind of want it to be, but not good. I was actually Let's Playing this, I think, but I kind of just threw the series away because I was kind of getting frustrated with the game earlier. We're actually hungry. We're a little bit hungry. It's nighttime right now, too, I think, so. What are we gonna eat? I guess I should, like, oh yeah, I think one of the things that was frustrating me is I didn't know how to cook. Maybe we can click through the guide really quick here. Have, okay, food. I don't think this guide used to be in the game. I think it was the last time I played it, but I don't think it was finished. And then, like, there was a zombie nearby, I guess. And then, like, the time before that time, though, there wasn't one at all. Okay, to cook up your food, simply place it in a cooker or microwave, or perhaps a campfire if you fled town. Turn appliance on with the right-click menu. You retrieve your baked goods, rinse the window when it's cooked, turn off the appliance when you're done. Just in case. Okay, I couldn't get this to work last time, so... Alright, let's grab chicken. And then let's put it here. And I don't really know how long we have to wait to eat that. So we have like carrying stuff around. I don't know why I'm carrying certain things. Sounds like I don't need a baking pan. Probably should have put it in there with the chicken, maybe. That might have like helped something. I'm just gonna put a bunch of stuff in here because I don't think I need it. To keep the trowel and the lighter. I think I might be carrying the ripped sheets for like bandages. And we'll be looking at this book here soon too, because this was another thing that annoyed me. And again, it might have changed since the last time we looked into it, or I looked into it. It seems to be maybe cooking. I don't really know. Or slightly thirsty. I think we can just have a drink out of this. At some point the water and stuff turns off. Don't know really what you do at that point. It might be 11 in the morning, I don't mean 11 noon. Oh, it is noon, okay. So we can take a look around for a moment here. See what it's like outside. One of the things that was annoying me is kind of the ambient noises. There's nothing really interesting going on right now, but at one point there was a helicopter noise, and it sounded like it was really, really real. It was moving around, it sounded like. I ran around for it and couldn't find it. I don't know if they're in the game or not. I kind of wish it would just tell you, hey, it's either here or it's not. I don't know if it was a fake noise or if it was a real noise. Let's go back inside. See if this food is cooked. And now it's burning. See, it wasn't really obvious if it was burning or not. Fresh cooked chicken. Eat a fourth of it, maybe. Good. So we're still bored. I don't really know what to do about that, buddy. Maybe look at a magazine. I'm accidentally Let's Playing this a little bit, but I just kind of want to get rid of his negative modifiers here, at least for a little bit. Alright, so that's dealt with. Oh wow, it's completely consumed, I guess, after you use it, so that's interesting. I guess that maybe is changing right now. So the other thing, this was the other thing that annoyed me. It might be different now. There says there's a number of pages here, 200 out of 200. What seemed to be happening last time is I had a super, super long loading bar on this. And I couldn't do anything else while it was happening. Okay, so, like, what just happened? I read it for the length of time it let me read it. The number of book pages hasn't changed. Okay, so now there's this loading bar thing next to my carpentry level. Do I have to go carpent right now? Is that what it's saying? Is I have to do carpentry to get the level up? I don't really like that. I would prefer for the book to level me up and the book can consume itself if it feels like. But I don't know how to carpenter right now, and you know, it might not be what I want to do right now. So yeah, I think the skill system needs reworked. It's not too bad other than that. I think they did fix some things between these updates because I couldn't figure out how to cook food before. Last time, I think when I read the book, it took like hours and hours and hours and nothing happened. Or it was taking so long that I was like starving. I was like, look, I have to abort this. I don't know if I'm missing out on experience here or not. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. But yeah, that's it for this game. We'll be starting a new episode for the next few games. So I hope you all enjoyed and have a good day.